Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Your eyes are not deceiving you. This video is indeed over an hour long. 1 hour, 3 minutes and 26 seconds of pure Dead Space Remake action. This is chapter 10 of my Dead Space Remake Impossible Difficulty commentary walkthrough. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've actually trimmed this video by about 10-15 minutes. Because of the issue I have with my recording software, I actually only record 30-minute videos and then I have to stop the video, otherwise my video will crash. It's an issue with the Elgato software, which they've never fixed because it's a disgrace. They're an absolute disgrace. And as such, this was 3 separate videos, 2 30-minute videos and then like a 15-minute video. This is by far the longest chapter in the game, and I actually make the decision to make it much longer because at the start of this chapter, in the first video itself, 30 minutes exactly, is just me going back to different areas on the ship and showing you guys where a lot of the security doors are. Now, I'm not 100% sure, although I'm pretty confident in saying I missed either 1 or 2 of the doors. I don't know if one was a master security door. I don't think it was, but now I think of it, there's one area, and I can't remember myself. I guess I'll find out watching this video back, but it's near the start of the game in chapter 2. There's a security door near where the bridge is as well, where the elevator is. There's a security door, you know, master override one. I mean, I'm unlocking all this shit now, but the thing is, we've not actually got the master override yet because we've not got all the rigs. So if I was to give you guys a little bit of advice, interestingly, I would say not to do what I'm doing now until you get the next rig. I mean, you could get all the rigs at the end if you wanted to, but you will miss out on certain kinds of loot. And it depends what weapon you're using. I don't think it's cheating, really, to look online. Random spawns these, by the way. I don't think it's cheating to look online for your Impossible playthrough, which obviously won't be your first playthrough of the game anyway, and just see... that jump scares me sometimes, that's why I meleeed there, fucking hell. And just have a look and see... you know, what particular doors have what loot in them. Because there's always something in them that makes them useful, but I don't know, maybe you'll feel differently. Maybe you'll just want the upgrades for your weapon. But here we go. Clearance confirmed. Here's one of them. This is probably one of the least fruitful ones in the game. Barely even worth it, but there is a conductor and a power node in there. But yeah, like I say, what I think it's... There's one rig which is on the the tracks of the tram near where the start of the game is, but you can only get there at the end of this chapter. Maybe get all the rigs first and then do the master override, because I'm not going for necessarily override master key doors here. I'm going for level 3 doors as well. So I'm probably giving myself more work here, but whatever, we'll do things in a weird order. But like I say, I like this in this game. I think it was a good idea, personally, to get rid of the power node doors. I know some people think differently about that, but I genuinely thought, you know what, I don't think this game needs them. I never used them in the original game. They did when I first played, because I was worse at the game, but what I would say is, oh, hey up, this particular moment here, where we're going to right now, this is for the pimped out stasis, so this is different. This has its own side quest, so I would actually argue that this is worth doing as soon as you start level 10, chapter 10. Because only at the start of chapter 10 can you now do this. Investigate hydroponics and go through this door, which was locked before, and this is how you get the pimped out stasis, which I do believe does a tiny bit of damage over time. I think that's what it's for. Nice dodge there, huh? And like I said earlier, guys, in the walkthrough, by now, I'm not so upset if I split a pregnant open. But for me, I did the exact same on that second one that I did the first, and I got a different outcome. But they move so fast, and it's hard to be accurate with a plasma cutter, that sometimes splitting them apart just happens. Nice. So I think the alt fire of the contact beam is 5 bullets. There you go. Prototype stasis module. I think that does some damage or some shit to it. To the enemies when you stasis them. I think that's it. Anyway, I can't even remember. But it's worth doing. It's cool that it's in the game. And that's how you do that. I would recommend doing that straight away so you can get more use out of it between now and the end of the game. But let's just see what I'm doing here on the... Reach the executive shuttle. But I don't think I do. I think I'm just still going to... Like I said, the first 30 minutes, I'm just going around the ship. Said this before, I've said again, I like this. I just wish that the locator beam showed you where all the doors were. Instead of you having to look on the map, because it gets a little bit confusing. And there tends to be 1 or 2 of the doors that I forget exist. And the game doesn't even tell you. You know, this game takes a few cues from the Resi games, and, you know, recently Alan Wake 2 just come out. That game with its map tried to copy Resi Remake 2, and even the classic Resi games and Silent Hill games with a survival horror map, you know. But with the old Resi games, when you'd use an item up, you knew that it was defunct because the game asks if you want to discard it. This game doesn't do that, so when you've unlocked all the doors, it doesn't tell you. And Alan Wake 2's map, fucking hell, it could have been a lot better in my opinion, personally. We've got 64,000 credits, and in Chapter 10, ladies and gentlemen, when it properly gets started, that is where the 5th and final suit is. Level 5 suit. Obviously gives us more armour. And I do believe it costs either 55 or 60,000. So I've already got enough. But one thing I would say, backtracking through the ship like this, the game knows what you're doing, and it's gonna force some of the random spawns, which I love because they're always surprising. But you've got to be wary of them because some are a little tricky.
Station inaccessible. Please select.
You get quite a lot of them going back between the areas here. I'm actually going to stop my microphone halfway through this video and get a drink and just stretch my legs because it's that long. This video is probably going to be over 15 gigabytes, which... yeah. Oh, man. I mean, it's 2023 and people are uploading videos. Mostly people are making money off this game, and I'm not interested in that, obviously. But, you know, people are now uploading 4K videos. Most people's internet can't even handle that shit. And most people can't tell the difference between even 720p and 1080. So I don't know why I've always obviously been this console scrub, and recording in 60 FPS if it's a 60 FPS game, yeah, brilliant. And that will double the size of the file, really, that you're recording. But 1080p makes a big difference as well. That doubles it from 720p, so... an hour-long video, it will be about 13 to 15 gig. And that's just a little bit too big. I'm rhyming again. You already know my rhyming credentials by now, ladies and gentlemen. How many power nodes have we got here? 10. Oh, let's see what we're doing. 11. Let's see what we're doing. We're going to get level 5 suits, or duration of the stasis, HP. And stasis energy, the amount you can use. Some shit else, I can't remember, but oh my god, all that's good. Capacity, damage. I've not got the upgrade for knocking them on their ass yet. As you can see, look at the bottom. You see that? I can't go down there. There's empty nodes or whatever. Blank ones. That's because the upgrade, I don't go into the room where I need to. Don't know where it is, guys. I'm sorry, look online. Gravity wells, there you go. Damage for the gravity wells is there. And flat out damage as well. Oh, I decided to go for capacity first. But, I think you'll agree, we just did some good upgrades right there. Stomach, please. Guts are always getting involved, ladies and gentlemen. I would like a squeaky guts there. What do you have for me tea? Hey, oh, another random spawn! Got to be careful at this stower in particular. Oh, there's a leaper. He jumps. I should be using the flamethrower now. Nope, okay. I wanted the TK. Never mind. But yeah, just be careful using that store. Always look behind you because they're going to spawn and make your life tough. But yeah, what do they have for my tea now? Oh, a bit of scallops, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, potatoes, carrots, onions, and bacon. Bit of a recipe I grew up with. It was always a family favourite. With some brain sauce. HP specifically. So, down here, if you go this way, want to take care of the slasher and the leaper. Let's finish him off while he's in the firewall. Lovely. There's another rig. Benson's rig. But there you go. There's the master security override. So I would recommend doing this and getting this override before everything else I've done up to this point in the video so far. And then unlock all the doors and the ship. So now I'm going to build the override, which is at the bridge. So you see how it's a different colour there to our normal locator? That's great. That's what it should have done for the other doors, though. And it should have been like all level 1, 2, or 3 doors. And then beam, show me where they all are. Because this game's map's confusing. And I checked the map. I don't know if I do it during this chapter, but I checked the map. More spawns. What the fuck? Huh, brilliant. Alright, lads. And I still miss 1 room. Or 2. That's why the flamethrower doesn't get fully upgraded. I mean, to be fair, it's that damn good. It doesn't need upgrading fully, but yeah. Oh, what the hell was that noise? What was that noise? Thinking, ladies and gentlemen, obviously it'll only be a 2-video project, but I want to do a long play of the second game again. Obviously, I already done 2 playthroughs, one on Zealot with no commentary back in 2015, and then 5 years later, 3 years ago, nearly 4 now, Jesus Christ, I did my Dead Space 2 hardcore commentary, post-commentary walkthrough, which is one of my favourite projects I've ever done on the channel, because I adore that game anyway, so it just, yeah, was always going to enjoy it. But thinking of doing it in 2 videos, long play style, chapters 1 to 8, and 9 to 15. My only issue is, I don't think I can be arsed commentating for like 3 hours. Obviously, it's being done whilst I'm playing the game, and I adore the game, but I don't think I've got it within me right now. I just can't be bothered. So I might just do it without commentary. But it is a walkthrough though, and I want it to be a walkthrough, and I'll timestamp when the chapters begin for any people potentially that would use it as a walkthrough, as a guide. But I kind of feel like I do need to have commentary, but I don't want to do post-commentary for that. I can't be asked doing post-commentary again. And it's long play as well, so it's just a pain in the ass. If you don't edit videos, you won't realise. Or maybe it's just something that's unique with my movie video editor, but I don't want to put a video in the editor that's like 3 hours long, because my PC would blow up. This PC, this laptop, it blows a gale, man, with this software. Editing software, whatever it may be, it really runs the CPU high, and yeah, it's crazy. So, where we're going to now, I just checked the map. There it is. There's an override door. This is one of the big boy rooms. Ammo, pulse rifle upgrade. So remember what I said before, I'm not using the pulse rifle, but that is essentially a free node, because it gives you a node when you bring that to the bench, and there's a node already in here. Ladies and gentlemen, we just got 2 free nodes. You can't say no to that. But now, what I'm doing is looking on the map, and because I'm watching this in my movie editor, the video isn't full size, so I'm struggling to actually see what I'm looking at, but I'm looking at the map and thinking, where am I going to next now? I don't even need to show all this, And I thought about missing this out because I could have halved the video's file size. Video length, I should say. And maybe Chapter 10 actually isn't quite as long as I thought it was. I thought it was the longest in the game, but... one of Chapter 3 or 4 is long, Chapter 6 is long, Chapter 7 is long. Chapter 10's the longest in the game, in the original, I think, but... we're missing out so much if I don't have this in the video, this first part. But no, I think it's good to show this. It's good to show this. I'm aiming this at first time impossible difficulty commentary. What? Not commentary. Impossible players, you know. People just playing the game for the first time. And the fact of the matter is, when all is said and done, I don't think this difficulty, because of the fact that you don't even need to accept the death either. I think there's been a lot more difficulties than this one. I do wish that they'd have included pure survival. Or maybe even a no upgrade playthrough. Something like that. But they didn't. It's a shame. But this is engineering. And... it isn't one of the rooms. And I don't think... I'm not 100% sure. Random spawn here. But... I don't think these particular boxes actually show up on the map. And that sucks. Because they should. What I mean by boxes, these little things here. This next to the bench. And they've always got an upgrade in. That's the one for the Ripper yet again. Another weapon that I'm not using, but as you can see, 2 free nodes there. One for the pulse rifle, one's for the Ripper, so if you're using that weapon, awesome. As you can see as well, many in the contact beam that I still can't use. I've upgraded it a few times there. It could be said that the contact beam's so good. It is the weapon that you possibly don't even need to upgrade at all. It's already good to go, like Elliot Smith in 95. But one of the best ever, ladies and gentlemen, of course. I'm looking on the map again here. Where is that door that I missed? I might actually have a look online myself. I'm quite intrigued. It's the one with the flamethrower upgrading. I'm missing something. Maybe it's where the elevator is there. You never go back down that elevator. Can't remember what's there. So we are now going to mining. I remember my first playthrough, this confused me. It's not like that, obviously, in the original. Mining and engineering on opposite, not floors, but sides of the deck to each other, if you will. So here's another master security one. We've got another one of these boxes. And there it is. Contact beam upgrade. And 2 large medkits. And what I like to try and do, ladies and gentlemen, is store the large medkits for the bosses. Just so that if, for example, hypothetically, the fight's going really badly and you've got minimal health left, healing will give you more health than, obviously, you'd get back if you were using small or medium med packs. Looking back on the map, though, where are we going now? I think we've unlocked everything in engineering and mining, but maybe there's something I'm missing. Well, obviously there is somewhere, but it's a free node back as well. Oh, look at the inventory, looking good. Need that level 5 suit though. Medical. Ah, yes, there's a few in medical. But I do get to them. Thing is, you're not at medical. From chapter 5 onwards, you don't go back to medical. That one there, I've not been in. You see it? I think that's a level 3 door. I don't even know exactly where that is, though. could have cut this out of the playthrough, of course, but gives me a bit of time to talk shit, doesn't it, I guess? Just using YouTube earlier on, ladies and gentlemen. Just watching someone who I watch do Let's Plays. I don't watch him when he plays games I don't know, but he's playing Alan Wake 2. He doesn't usually play new games. But he's playing Alan Wake 2, so he was obviously hyped for the game, and YouTube's not working, and I just Google, is it down? Is YouTube down? And yes, within the last hour, people are struggling to watch videos, and it's like, I bet they're just tweaking things in the background, all this hoo-ha at the moment in regards to, you know, the ad blockers and everything. I did say a few days ago during my narration on this project that with normal ad block, not ad block plus, but normal ad block, the video, the thumbnail will show the ad, it'll go to black, it'll take 10 seconds. That's the line gun upgrade, ladies and gentlemen. That's in hydroponics, of course. And then the video will begin. Well, with uBlock Origin, you don't get that. It just stops it entirely, and it acts as it normally would without the ad. So, uBlock Origin, if you want YouTube videos with no bullshit, that's what you need to go for. To be honest with you, I've got all 3 ad blocks that I know of as extensions on Chrome. And I'm just using whichever one fits the situation. But someone said it, and obviously, needless to say, it makes sense. You know, I've used Google Chrome for about 12 years. Before that, I used Mozilla Firefox, and I do believe that Mozilla Firefox is still absolutely fine in the modern day. You guys tell me what browsers you use these days, but obviously, Google owns YouTube, so it's going to be in their interests to stop Google Chrome users, and they'll probably, possibly, maybe, find it easier to stop Chrome users. If that kind of shit happens, and people on Firefox have an easier time of it, potentially, then I might just go back to Firefox. I might go back to Firefox anyway. Because I think, any geeky gurus tell me in the comments section, I could probably Google it myself, to be honest with you, but I do think that Mozilla Firefox uses less resources on your computer than Google Chrome. So we're heading to medical. A few of these doors now.
Now arriving at medical.
Showing a lot of these off. Like I said, there's one that I missed. I just think of going for a save here. We've made a lot of progress here. Not doing a lot of shit anyway. When was that? 22nd of October? Yeah, it's 14th of November. Been sitting on my hard drive for a while, this one. Whilst everyone on Twitch was getting spooky, playing the horror video games. I get it, you know. Whoa, look at him. You want to set the scene, but, you know, like they say, a dog is for life, not for Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. Well, a survival horror game is for the whole year round, not just October. It's true. Stomach, please. Oh yeah, I know where this one is. There's another one in medical as well, though, I think. I think I get to it. I've still no idea for the life of me where the one room is that I'm missing. But I'm happy to keep this in the walkthrough. It's a lot of downtime. There is a bit of combat when shit like that happens. It's fun as well, because a random spawns. You might not get this guy. Of course, when there are random spawns, you can't help someone, necessarily. You gotta fight your own battles, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you'll get enemies that I can't help you with. Line gun upgrade, that one. Man, I'll definitely in the future do a playthrough I'll use weapons that I've not enjoyed so far in the remake. like the Ripper and the line gun. Maybe just do pulse rifle, line gun, pulse rifle, line gun, Ripper, and that's it, I guess. Because contact beam, force gun, flamethrower are all great, so I might do that. Just use those 3 particular weapons. That's one of the best things about this series, though. The weapons will give you so many different gameplay scenarios. It's like that in the second game, you know. My loadout with the second game, and look, I'm not a Dead Space genius. I'm not the best player in the world on the game, but I've played them a lot and I know how to play them well. But in the second game, pulse rifle, line gun, contact beam and force gun again is my loadout. Very similar to this. Only in this game I'm using the plasma cutter. In the third game, the gameplay is just so unenjoyable for me compared to the first 2 that I don't care. Yeah, in the second game you got the Seeker rifle as well, of course. And the javelin gun and the detonator. Some kind of weapons that I don't usually use, but they all have their place. This door, I don't know if that was a level 2 door, not sure. Either way, it's got the next contact beam upgrade. So if you are a contact beam enthusiast, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to want that motherfucker. Just be careful as well. On my first impossible playthrough, the game crashed 2 different times in Chapter 10 when I was backtracking here to get all this shit. Yeah, around medical, on the medical deck, it crashed twice. It might just be a random crash, or you know what it's like with games these days when they're not very well made. Games can just crash in certain areas, but I do think this game is well made overall. It's not that buggy. A few issues I've encountered. I want to watch it back, but I think there's a cutscene. I don't know if it's in this playthrough or it was my test run for this, where a cutscene goes weird and the lip syncing is all wrong. Basically, the cutscene ends and the characters are still talking. I don't know how the fuck that happened. Shit. But we are nearly running up now to 30 minutes in length. And as such, I think we're now here at the start of Chapter 10. Yeah, we are going back to the bridge. Okay. But somewhere I have missed a room out. My apologies, guys. Don't know where it is, but there's 1 or 2 rooms which I didn't use there. And that's where the last flamethrower upgrade is, and maybe something else. I don't check to actually see, because I'm not using them, but I don't know if I've upgraded everything. Well, not upgraded, but if there's potential upgrades for the Ripper, pulse rifle, etc. that I'm not used, or not found, I should say. Anyway, we are running up to about half of this video. Been talking a lot. Mouse getting dry. Knee foot stretch these legs. And the meat and gravy, the chapter, is upcoming now. There's a stamp on that motherfucker, so I'm just going to pause the video. BRB. Weird. Huh. Okay, but yeah, that music in Dead Space 2 and 3 is pretty badass. Maybe it will return if they ever remake the second game, which I hope they don't do. If it's Dead Space 2 remake or nothing, I'll go for it. If it's Dead Space 4 or Dead Space 2 remake, 4 all the way. Even though I would doubt the quality. Now, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those rooms that goes very badly. The battery that we need is near the top there. Now, I could probably get the battery and get out of this room, but I decide to fight, and oh, that was unfortunate actually. I should be stasis in this. What? I can't even tell where the fuck things are now. Now that one's dead, but I think there's 3 altogether. I've just been hit. Flying through the air, try and kill lurkers is a pain in the ass. I don't have a clue where this last one is now, so I'm just flying away. Get hit again. I saw the projectile. I actually find the lurkers more difficult in this game and annoying than in the original. But to be honest with you, a lot of the time, it's just because things are harder to see in this game because it's darker, and I don't think the lighting is... Obviously the graphics are better, but I don't think the lighting in this game is as well done as it is in the first... Well, in the trilogy, to be honest. You know, I will be bringing Callisto to the channel in some way, shape or form, and when we play that game, you'll see that for me personally, I do think Callisto looks better than this game. It looks absolutely amazing graphically. And the lighting is better as well, I think. Thank you. But yeah, another jump cut there. Just cut out the 0 G-ball. Now we've got that nav card, whatever it is. Key card. We can make moves. I think that... I'll just spawn here first, but yeah, some of these fights... This one shouldn't be a hassle, but... Bit of shat on, mate. Sneak it up on it. The Infector in the next room. I think he manages to do his business. And that's a shame. There's a lot of bodies in here, what I've seen people do before, and it is useful. Is destroy all the corpses, just stamp on them, but I just couldn't be arsed in the remake doing it. Oh, he's not... Oh, yeah, this guy's going to slow me down, perhaps. That's why I'm stasising him and going for the Infector. I think there might be another Infector, but I just don't know it. Yeah, I think I can hear him. Yeah, there he is in the distance. But even though the ammo is more limited in this game, it's not the end of the world, the fact that that Infector has managed to reanimate a corpse. It's not so bad. Get about 700-800 credits back from that. Yeah, it's not the end of the world at all. I'd rather it not happen. So we've got a pretty crazy inventory here. We've just sold an Urcan. We only need one. Sold some pulse rounds. We've got 3 stasis packs. I sold something else. I think that might be a conductor. We've already got 16,000 now. I've just bought some force energy. I mustn't have much. And when you get into this elevator, ladies and gentlemen, what I recommend doing is going to floor 3. If you just go to floor 1, you might miss this, but this is an an extra area, secret little area, where you can get some loot. Just shit on that guy with a contact beam. A few more resources. Another Urcan, okay. Sell that one as well. To the wrong floor accidentally there. So tomorrow I'll be done. Chapters 11 and 12. I think chapter 11 takes 23 minutes and chapter 12 takes about 45 minutes. This here is the cutscene where I said that the voice, the lip syncing and the video like go out of sync. And I don't think it is
Mercer, wait.
in this particular
I wanna
cutscene.
understand. What is convergence?
I wish I'd have cut this cutscene out. I could still do it, but I'm not going to, ladies and gentlemen.
Dead or living, we all feel the mark.
But I can actually speak of what's going to happen after this cutscene.
Don't you want to be reunited?
The hunter is going to attack us, and we've got to shoot an orange ball sack or two, get out of the room, get some of the loot, and then proceed. There's a few almighty fights that occur in here later on in the chapter, and from what I remember, they don't go too well. I don't know the exact reason as to why I'm worse at this game's combat, but it probably is enemies being tankier.
You and your marker can go to hell.
I actually watched someone, he's one of my favourite Twitch streamers, and I'm not going to mention him by name. He's got about 6,000 followers. He's my favourite Twitch streamer. He has been for about 10 years. But he recently played the remake for the first time, and he's somebody who prefers the first game to the second game, and he hates the third game, which is fair enough. But he was comparing this game to the second Dead Space all the time. He complained about it a lot, but then said he enjoyed it by the end, but he didn't seem to enjoy it all that much. It's fair enough, but one thing that he said was that this game had more combat than the original, and this game was more inspired by Dead Space 2, and I lurk in his chat, so I wasn't saying anything, but I was thinking to myself, I think you're wrong there. I totally don't agree with that. I don't think this game is inspired by the second game at all. I think there's just as much combat in this game as the original. There is a lot of combat in the first Dead Space game, and a lot of intense firefights where you still feel under pressure. It's great action survival horror, and the pacing's great as well. And the thing is, with the second game, the enemies are the least tankiest in the series. Time to kill is really low. It's not like that in 3 because of the forced co-op, because they didn't tailor it to single player, because fucking idiots here. Oh, Visceral were idiots. They were lazy in that aspect. Maybe force them to keep it like that. And the first game on hard and impossible enemies are a bit too tanky. Dead Space 2, they're not tanky at all. They die really quickly. Enemies die really quickly. So I think he was wrong though. I don't think this game feels like the second game. It doesn't exactly feel like the first game. The enemies are the same enemies, but the way that like slashers behave and certain other enemies are slightly different, tailored to this game. I was intrigued to hear him say that. Now, I would recommend here, ladies and gentlemen, not doing what I've just done. I was hoping and thinking these guys would come together. As soon as they come together like this, then you can juggle them. Firewall, grab well, a lot more fire, contact beam, primary fire, spraying that motherfucker everywhere. And I think they're probably, yeah, still alive, a few of them. And as you can see, they do take quite a lot of force energy there, but that wasn't so bad. My issue though was that in the original game, during this room, they both come down one after the other, a few seconds of each other. The second one was well in the background and I couldn't juggle them. I wanted to juggle them with the same damage, you know, probably the firewall, but it wasn't happening. I took damage, so I had to move from that location where the elevator was. That pissed me off a little bit. Not so bad, but yeah. Like I always say, it's important to talk about the error of my ways when there's a bit of bad gameplay. That was my fault. Getting a weapon upgrade here. One for the line gun, so it's a free node even though I'm not using the line gun. We've got the level 5 suit now, so we've got access to the final upgrades. Size of the stasis energy, and its duration. Absolutely sensational. There's 2 more there for the There might be 1 or 2 more times in the game where you've got oxygen running out, but overall probably not necessary really.
Do not trouble
So some of these areas are a little bit tricky to navigate through. They're a bit mazy for whatever reason. I tend to get lost around here. And the hunter's going to turn up. Some of these fights are a bit tricky. They're a bit nerve-wracking. Holy shit. There we go. Also on this game, watching my gameplay, I've just realised, I think it's because it's been nerfed, but honestly, I'd like the opinion of anybody who's watching this, if they've played this game a lot. I don't tend to stomp on enemies when they're nearly dead. In the second game, like I say, the enemies are nowhere near as strong. They're dangerous, don't get me wrong, but they're weaker in the first game. The stomp is really effective in Dead Space 2. On this game, for example, to save some plasma energy there, I could have stomped on him, but I didn't. And I don't know if that's because I realised it didn't work well in my first playthrough. I noticed when I first started playing this game, what would happen when I tried to stomp on enemies is I'd start stasis them and then try and stomp them, and then they wouldn't die quickly enough and I'd get damaged a lot. But I haven't really experimented. There we go, firewall to the motherfucking rescue. Firewall again. A little bit more Arthur Brown. There we go. So, I did mention earlier on, I really don't like this green fart gas that's in the air a lot in this game. There's the hunter, he's back. Blast him back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to get a battery now. Got to transport it along. Do I need to hit him again? Stasis, force gun, why not? There's quite a bit of loot in this room. He tends not to come in here, but I think he can. Can he say it's going to fuck me around a bit? Okay, sure thing. Small health pack. Good stuff. Kinesis not going to work again. Okay. That could go wrong though. The battery is under the effects of the stasis, but it doesn't seem to matter. With Kinesis to coffee cup. He should fall over there. This bullshit that he doesn't. Watch what happens here. I can't get the Kinesis. Look. And somehow, I think it was the puke, it moved the battery across the room. You see that? Watching this back, it's not actually gone that bad, but I was getting a bit angry there because the whole point of me not fighting is to get out of there quickly, and the game just making things a bit tougher than it needed to. But whatever, we've escaped the room. Minimal fuss. Get shat on. Where are we off to now? I'm not looking forward to the file size of this video, man. My internet, I don't know if I mentioned this, but my internet went down one day last week for a full day. I get 20 meg upload speeds. It's actually quite fast in the UK. I know in other countries probably get fucking 100, but in the UK that's actually not bad. But since the internet went down, my upload speed has been inconsistent. It's not been 20. It's been either, well, between 10 and 15. And I've reset the router and everything, but I'm not getting consistent speeds, and I don't know why. Actually quite interesting, to be honest with you, because back in the day, your ISP, well, Virgin Media anyway, technology has advanced down the years, of course, and the routers, the hubs as they call them, there's like 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. You know, get your new router, we'll give you an offer, and sell you some of his shit, etc, etc. They were doing all this all the time, and then the government, whoever is in charge of this kind of shit, probably the government in cahoots with someone else perhaps, said, no, stop doing this because you're making a lot of plastic shit and it's just going to end up as landfill, so stop doing it. So now these ISPs are not making you upgrade as much in regards to the technology you use. So this hub that I've got has probably been about 10 years old now. Whereas in the past we'd have upgraded the hub by now. And really, I guess, what's the point? Anyway, let's talk about combat and not fucking ISPs and the internet. We'll do that in a minute. We've got one of the spitters there. Contact beam. Okay, that's okay. Not bad. Ooh, nice. I like how that room went, ladies and gentlemen. I do enjoy how that room went. Some of these rooms in Chapter 10, during quarantine especially, it's so friggin' dark. I struggle to know where exactly I'm going. But yeah, it's interesting because there's actually 2 other hubs. Hub 4.0 and Hub 5.0. I can't even remember what the point of them is. You know? I'm getting 130 download. Yep, that'll do me. 20 upload. Well, I was. That would do me. What do I need the other hubs for? And a lot of time, you don't actually need them. Just thought you'd be interested by that story, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Oh, you're having a little chuckle, mate. You're having a little laugh, are you? You think it's funny, do you? Look, my hub's dying. That's what I'm saying, though. I think the hub is dying, maybe. It could be the reason. And then I don't care what fucking, you know, the environmentalists are saying. Man needs a new hub. Man needs a new hub. You get me, blood. I think you get me. And cut. That is an annoying cutscene of Isaac and Nicole talking. It lasts about 3 to 5 minutes. Go through this room though, and we get the force gun upgrade. Imagine how succinct and well made these videos would be if I decided to edit them, ladies and gentlemen. But you know that's not my style. Mercer just got a punch to the head. Let's move on. Happy to see that force gun upgrade there though. And now we've got one of the spookiest moments in the game. I didn't actually mean this guy. I didn't even see him in front of me there. Get shot on, please. After we come out of this room, where this guy's just hanging around, the hunter's going to turn up, and we've got to escort a battery again, I think. Maybe. Perhaps. I might be wrong. I don't know. But it's a little bit concerning. Now, what I've neglected to do here, I've also just hit myself with a stasis canister. Don't do that. Look, I used the... Yeah, I've just realised I've not shot the ball sack, so shoot the ball sack first. Because there's the hunter. Stasis him, get out of the room. How does this go? Let's find out. The door's taking its time to open. I don't know if I stasised it accidentally. Quite a few enemies here, but nah. Run on. That's my advice to you. And we're coming up to the part where we kill the hunter, or Harris as we know him now, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following the delicious Dead Space lore. And yeah, you've got to kill him with the thrusters, the rockets in the back of the spaceship. And I stasis him, and he fucking escapes them, I think, if I remember correctly. I think it's this playthrough, we'll find out in about 5 to 10 minutes. But yeah, I think he escapes them, and I am not best thrilled. The fight doesn't go too well. This game, by the way, I knew this would be the case in my first playthrough. Melee that. I'm going to conduct it, ladies and gentlemen. I was punching all of them for see. I could just tell that there'd be something hidden behind one of those. Yeah, the crew quarters. I think that's what these are called. Going to be an almighty fight in there in a minute. And the room's going to be essentially pitch freaking black. But yeah, this game is, I'd say, not as difficult as Dead Space 1 and 2, but at the same time I find it harder to defend myself as well. I guess it's just the mechanics and the gameplay. I haven't played the original game now in about a year and a half. It's been weird to go back to. Okay, here we have it. I think this room goes badly and I really don't want it to. Thing is with this room, there are vents everywhere. I don't know exactly what to suggest in regards to where you should be when they spawn, but that guy just got absolutely obliterated. Force gun him. Contact beam again, someone's behind me. Dropping in. Oh, goodness me, okay. That was good. Is he infected dead? I have no idea. Well, well, well. No gravity, well. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Bit awkward, but not so bad.
Quarantine lifted.
Fucking corpses everywhere. Hello, my friend. It's just so satisfying, the flamethrower in this game. Not only is it good, it's satisfying. Oh, a nice glow as well. Quite cozy, actually. And it's winter now. Oh, I like that. 9 degrees, apparently. It's getting a lot colder, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? December, January, February, even March sometimes. My favourite time of the year is late March, early April, when spring starts. Okay, let's get out of here. There's another few jump cuts. I'm just having a look at the video where I've spliced the videos. I only did it about half an hour ago, but I forget what I've spliced up. I think there's a cutscene with Kine that I've cut up. There's something else. A bit more of the growth has disappeared. Let's do a bit of spring cleaning here. What we got? Large med kit. Save that for the final boss. We've got 2 conductors. We've got the upgrade for the force gun. Got 28,000. We just bought another power node. Quite a lot in storage, but that's good because I want that for the final boss. Got a bit of time here, I think. Oh, there's a cut coming up. Let's see what happens. I'm going to try and talk about this. Hopefully I won't be interrupted by the video showing something important. I'm going to try and talk about it. The final boss. The final boss of the original game was never amazing. It's very simple. They made it a little trickier, and I guess that was always going to happen. I guess that it isn't a bad thing that they did do so. I think they made it more serviceable. That loot always takes a bit of time to show up, by the way. Yeah, I think they made it a little tougher, and they made it a bit better. One of its particular attacks, though, is quite vulgar. And also, it seems to me that the hive mind, when it slaps its tentacles at you, it doesn't matter how much you've upgraded your health, it is going to hit like a motherfucking freight train, ladies and gentlemen. It leaves you nearly dead immediately, and it seems a bit bullshit. It just seems like it's just going to not care about what you've upgraded so far. It hits hard, maybe harder than anything in the game. You'd anticipate that with the final boss. Okay, I understand that, but yeah, it seems a bit bullshit. Well, I think I do get hit once or twice by the final boss. It goes okay. It has gone worse. When I first started playing the game. But yeah, it's alright. Quite a lot of upgrades here. Damage. I've only just, yeah. Wow, it's gone to level 2 to 3 to 4 on the force gun. It's interesting with Dead Space 1 and 2 because, and the remake, my upgrades, I can't exactly, let's just use this game as an example. I can't exactly say that when I upgrade and what I upgrade is always the best thing in the particular moment. I just know I can get by. I know I'm good enough to survive, so. But I do think my loadout in this playthrough is the best loadout. The contact beam, flamethrower, force gun, plasma cutter combo is fantastic. Now, could you see what the issue is there? I don't know where they're spawning from. I think this goes badly. But I can tell you from the off why it's gone badly there. Oh, now then. Some pause rage. What happened there? What happened there? I got hit by the explosive after using the stasis. If you can see them glowing red, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's them getting a health buff from a marker. Kind of reminds me of the Doom games or the Archvile. What the fuck was that? Sometimes they do that jump, but they very rarely do it, and it feels bullshit. A couple of them were doing that at the start of the game, and I've not seen any of them do it since then. The issue there is I don't exactly know where the spawns are coming from, and every time I went to use the explosive, I was too close to it. So then I stasis them, and then I got somehow hit by the splashback of my own explosive without setting it off. Don't know what happened. Another clusterfuck. Speaking of clusterfuck, it's this part. And I already wasn't best thrilled there, and like I say, we're right at the end of chapter 10 here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to kill Harris with the rockets of this ship, the shuttle. And I think he escapes, and I don't know how. If he doesn't escape, that was on the playthrough before, but we've got a pretty nasty mix of normal slashers, I think, and twitchers. And even in the original game, this is chaotic as fuck. It's hard to control. When things are up in your grill, get the force gun out. I've just increased the damage on it. We've got a few of these explosives here. Probably wouldn't use the explosives on the Hunter because you don't want his legs off. You don't want him crawling about unless he's behind the shuttle, because then it's going to just slow you down. This is definitely one of the most chaotic fights in the game. Now, let's stasis him. I don't mind stasising him. The door, yet again, look at that door. I didn't even... That door wasn't under the effects of the stasis there. That's weird. Fucking just shooting him with the force gun. Oh my days, that jump scared me and I'm not even playing. Leaper, is that a pregnant there? Oh my days, there's even more than I thought, guys. Jesus. Skinny legs, cut him down to size, alright. Shouldn't really be using the force gun there. Just use a bit of the flamethrower. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes I can't tell from the off the difference between the normal slashers and the... Christ almighty. Oh, there he is. That's the Hunter. Is that him? I think that's him. Yeah, that's him. Here we go. Stasis him. He's in the middle. Obviously, I'm going here, so he should be turning around and facing my direction. He should, under no circumstances, be getting out of that. And he doesn't. It was my playthrough before. Okay. In fact, that's what you want. If anything, if you look where the shuttle is, you want him a little bit further to that side, stasis him, because he will, in slow-mo, face you and come back to where we are now. That is actually how you want to do that. And I've got to be honest, that was pretty decent. I don't like how Mercer gets killed here. You don't even see anything happen to him. I mean, how does it kill him? Does it just squash him next to the marker? Look. This kind of sucks, in my opinion. Maybe you don't agree. It's kind of silly, obviously, but all that happens in the original game is he gets killed by an infector, but he allows it to happen, and then you kill him. You go into the next room and it's obvious that it's just a normal generic NPC in a white doctor's outfit, but it's obvious that you've just killed him, but... This is the one, ladies and gentlemen, that I was worried about. Now, look at the time you get here. I can't control Isaac here. I would say maxed out plasma cutter. There. Shoot, 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 shoot. Make sure you smash it. Look at that, though. What is that? Look at that. What? Look at that. The camera's fucked. What? Boom. Done. You barely get any time. And the video's going to end in 5 seconds. But ladies and gentlemen, plasma cutter, max it out, because otherwise you could be in a bit of danger there. Make sure you save the game just before. See you in chapter 11. Bye!